So with intentions of making the video a lot zestier and always getting out of the box, what I always try to do is give you a different background and place where you can see something different around you while I give you the vlog that I'm always preparing for you guys. Today's vlog is going to be about how you can become a better son both to your mother and your father. So I picked the most appropriate place to talk about it, one of the loudest and mysterious places on earth, New York City. Yes, that's right, I'm in New York City, and I had just finished meeting up with one of my clients to hand over an album that I did for his wedding. Since I'm making a big move, I'm actually not accepting any more work until the time that I leave. So this will be the last one, and another album that I have to give to another client, but I'm not taking any actual jobs because I wouldn't be available anymore. So being a better son, daughter as well, this goes for everyone who wants to improve their relationship with their parents. It's quite simple really what they look for, but at the end of the day, it's easier said than done. One of the first most important things that I consider to be a good tip to maintain that bond strong with your folks is to call them. This is whether you live with them or not. If you're in school, obviously you can't make use of a phone, but if you have a moment to take a break and to go outside and make a quick phone call and say, hey mom, hey dad, how's it going? And just mention something new about your day and something that you feel that they might be interested in knowing. And guess what? They're always interested in knowing something about your day. So if you give them that, I don't want to say humor them, because you have to try to make it sincere, and you let them know that you want to tell them about something, then yeah, they're going to notice a difference. And if you do that, you know what, once a day, it's not going to hurt you, and it's going to make them super happy. The next point I want to discuss is being organized. This goes for you if you live with your folks or if you don't. See, because if you do, they're going to see any kind of mess that you leave behind. This is something that I always have to work on, honestly, keeping myself more organized, but you know, this is the way it is. If we grew up not having that habit, even if they try to show it to us, we're going to have to battle with it all the time. So if you live at home, yeah, you want to make sure you don't leave a clutter all over the place, because it lets them know that you're not respecting their space. That's right, it's their space. And if you're living outside, you're not living with your folks, and they come over and visit and they see that the place is nice and tidied up, they're going to know that you're definitely in a situation where you can be alone and it's just fine, no problem, because they did a very good job. And that's something that's also going to help them see your maturity level, and thus far growing your relationship to a whole new level. You know, I don't even mean to walk fast, I just am, because that's the way that things are going down here. And I'm gonna die because the car's about to hit me, but he knows that I see him. So I seriously gotta start telling my clients to meet me in Brooklyn or in Queens, because Manhattan is outrageous. Quite frankly, getting annoyed of it. And it's one of the things I'm not gonna miss when I leave. Another thing is a thoughtful gesture that is related to something that's needed to be done. There's a reason I'm saying it like that, and I'll tell you in a minute. When I say something that's needed to be done, I mean something that is gonna put them at ease and thus far taking away a load off their shoulders. For example, if you know your dad has a problem with the car, you go ahead and help him fix it. Or if you know that it's been dirty, you go ahead and you take it out and you wash it yourself. Little things like that will make all the difference. If you don't have a license and you can't go to a car wash and do it, which is kind of my situation, then you go ahead and wash it. You know, just bring a bucket, some water and some soap, and get to work. This is not something you have to do all the time, because it could be freezing out, it probably is not dirty, or if it rains, then obviously you don't need to do it. But when you do it, it's going to make all the difference. Like for your mom, for example, if you do something like taking care of you bring home some food one day, and you let her know ahead of time, of course, because if she's cooking, it'll be difficult for her. And then knowing that she doesn't have to do it, if she has to work, if she's tired, she doesn't want to cook, and you take care of that for her, then you just took a weight off her shoulders. And that's also something that you want to, it's also going to make her see you as someone who's thoughtful and caring. I wanted to go up those stairs by Times Square to see if I can talk from there. Be a nice view, but it looks like it's way too full, as you can see. And I don't want them to get in the view, especially one, if they don't want to, and two, if I don't want them to be on it. The next one is to do something nice for them that isn't necessarily related to something they need, something that they like or want. For example, my mom, well, think of anything, any extra gesture as something thoughtful. But if I know that there's something specific that she actually likes, or that she's been looking for, or that she noticed on a commercial, yes, you gotta be observant. When you get that for her, it'll make her day. My dad, for example, he's not much for gifts. And that's saying specific gifts. But if I do get him something, he'll appreciate it. So for someone who doesn't have specific taste, who's not very picky, you can't go wrong. So with getting him something like a pair of pants, I know something like a nice polo or a button up, or just taking them out for dinner. It's just the two of you or the three of you. That'll make a big difference too. And you show them that you want them to have a good time with you. Don't let them go out. You take them out and you spend time with them. That's a lot more valuable than the meal itself. You also want to be ready to help them whenever they need something, as far as like an economic support. We live in a time where things can get very expensive, at least here in New York. And if you show them that you can handle your expenses and you're also ready to assist them, and you'll let them know that you're not a big baby. That's a big baby. And it's possible you may have heard that when you're in a relationship, you send them nice text messages, send them a nice email, or create like one of those evites. I just bumped into somebody. That's only one time, considering that I've been in a really crowded place. Not bad. Anyways, back to the point. If you're gonna write them something nice like that, and they always say it's also nice to write them a handwritten letter. And yeah, this is a very nice gesture because it shows how personal you want to make it. Who's to say you can't do that for your folks? So if you buy the card and then you write something special, something meaningful in there, as far as I'm concerned, those are the two people that are gonna really cherish what you give them. And if you give them something even more thoughtful than what you normally do, they're actually gonna see that a lot more thoughtful. And thus far, again, growing your relationship with them. This is gonna be something that's gonna help you at work, your relationships, your friendships, pretty much everything. But it's even more important with the two people that brought you to this earth. And that is thinking twice, or maybe 1.5 times before you actually say something. Sometimes the people that are closest to us, music, the people that are closest to us are sometimes the people that might drive us nuts much more easily. But having said that, just because somebody puts us in a certain circumstance does not mean that we have the right to lash out at them. Again, I think everybody has to work on this. I myself have to work on this, but it doesn't mean that my relationship with them is solid. There's always a time where we just decide to make peace and to make that better, and the relationship grows from there. But if you try to make the habit of thinking twice, taking a breath, and making sure you say something with respect, then you're going to save yourself a lot of headaches, a lot of moments that might come up in the future because you're having an argument, and these are things that you simply want to avoid. And they're going to notice, believe me. Most people don't notice what isn't there, but if there's someone that does, it's your parents, because they've known you your whole life. They know what you do. They know how you react in certain circumstances. And if they see that you're reacting differently, they will pick up on that, and they're going to be proud of you for being that way. The last one, and it's probably one of the most underrated one, I should say, is to make sure you meet the appointments and dates that you make with them. If you make a reservation for a restaurant, or you tell them you want to go to a movie theater, or any kind of arrangement, anything that you do with them, make sure you don't break it, because showing up and being there early each time is going to show them that you care about them and their time. It's kind of like a client that's really, really close to you, and you want to show professionalism, and you also want to show respect. But at the end of the day, you're never going to stop owing these people anything, everything. And if you value their time this way, they're going to value yours, and it's only going to be good. There's no bad can come from this. So continue to do that, and you'll have no problem strengthening that bond that you both, that you three or both, surely have developed over all these years. And it'll just be getting stronger, and you'll be much happier for it. So that is all for today. And I hope that you find this useful. As always, it is the point of why I'm doing this, to make sure that you can make use of this. And please take this with you. Being more is not just about being more in the office. It's about being more in your business, or in your passions and your hobbies. It's about your relationships and everything that you do, and who you deal with and how you deal with them. So that's why I cover topics that are not necessarily work related, because there's more to work. There's a lot more to life than work. And if you do that, You start putting things in priority the correct way, and you'll have no problem being more, because you're definitely doing more and you're making the most of it. All right, everyone, that is all for today. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and to comment. Of course, I always appreciate the comments. And remember, guys, if you do more, you will be more.